I'm Cappi Pidwell. It's really great to see you guys. So, I'm a master of NLP and a master hypnotherapist, and this is episode 3 out of 5 that I created. So, 2 weeks ago we talked about the Your Money Mindset Exposed was episode 1. Last week was Your Money Mindset. Is it set to abundance or is it set to lack? And today we're going to talk about how to break the money mindset cycle because these beliefs are thick, you guys. I have worked for 30 years helping people primarily with their money mindset. Before it was really popular, I started finding as a hypnotherapist and a speaker that a lot of people would get really great results. And then they would always come back and say, "Hey, Cappy, can you help me increase my income or increase my sales or my results?" And so many, many years ago, I turned my business and my products and my company into helping salespeople and entrepreneurs increase their money mindset to get really remarkable results. And I've done it for thousands of people for years. So let's get ready to talk about this money mindset cycle you have. Because here's the key, you guys. If you don't identify or understand your personal cycle, I call it the treadmill of trying, right? Like, I want money, I set my goals, I want to get new outcomes. But if you look at the cycle and you look at your bank account or maybe your past jobs or your career, and you really look at the cycle, how much money you make is a good way to look at the cycle, right? Like, oh, I set a goal for this and I made probably the familiar feeling, the predictable money outcome that you feel comfortable or is your set point, which again, if you didn't go watch episode 1 and 2, watch them and then come back to this, okay? Because you want to first identify those beliefs, those thoughts, those emotional feelings, and then the cycle, if you begin to understand what you do. So if you don't know your money patterns, your limiting beliefs, and you're trying, like you're like, Cappy, I've set goals, I've tried to reach this peak performance for myself, whatever that is for you, right? But like, what is it? Well, I'm telling you what it is. It's right here, right? It's right in between your ears. It's the money emotions you have. Last week, I talked about, identifying some of those lack things. If you're going to a gas station and you pull up and you're like, oh, or you walk into the store and you're like, oh. So, start to pay attention to what you do. But then now we want to create like a new cycle. And next week, I'm going to teach you how to specifically target and really stay focused. But I could teach and talk to you about that. But if you don't know your cycle and you don't know your own money mindset and you don't know your limiting beliefs and your patterns and thoughts and emotions around money, I find that all these teachers and people and gurus are like, oh, go make all this money and watch visualizations and set your affirmations. Well, let me tell you, it's all happening up here. Location, location, location. It's happening in your money mindset. So the cycle, let's say you're making whatever amount, you fill in the blank, okay? Take the number. And a really great exercise I do often in my live audiences is I say, I want you to write that number down. What is your familiar paycheck either or what you make? And you could say if you're an entrepreneur, it's probably not the same, but the end of the year probably is when you do your taxes. That number's probably pretty similar. So for those of you that have a job, you know how much you make. Entrepreneur can certainly go up and down. Real estate agents, I help a lot of them as well. But look at the end of the year and notice that that number is typically the same, okay? So you want to start with that. That's the familiar feeling. That's the belief that tells you you can make that much, have that much, be with that much money. And then you say, well, I want that tenfold, fivefold, twofold, whatever. I want to double it, triple it, whatever. So the beliefs and the cycle, if you don't know what you're predictably, historically, subconsciously doing, how to create a new cycle. So the cycle is starting within and starting to feel first, even though you can't see it in your bank account, it's not tangible in your hands yet. But we all know the imagination is extremely powerful, right? So I have in my office right here, and it's a really great resource. I recommend you go get one. I have, and I can't reach it because I'm live, but it's a blanket and it's got money all over it. And when I meditate, I put my money blanket on. I just soak in abundance, right? So you have to practice feeling how you want to feel with money instead of that cycle, that predictable pattern you have. You feel familiar. You have to start to begin to feel familiar with a new way of you being with money. Because let me tell you, money's not outside of you, you guys. It is all internal. So those feelings of, oh, am I going to make enough, or I'm not going to get a bonus, or I wish I could get this client, or all that comes from lack. It's a desperation of desire, if you will, a wanting, a yearning, and goals. And here we are, it's December 29th. By the way, it's my birthday today. So I didn't do the live last Thursday because it was Christmas, and this Thursday's New Year's, so I won't be here live until the following week. So anyway, and focusing, getting back to you, it's really the practice of, okay, I want this number. Okay. Whatever your first number is, I want you to at least double the number. Okay. So if you're making 100 grand, you want 2. If you're making 2, you want 4. If you're making 50 grand, you want 100. I don't care what it is. You know your number, right? So then you get clear on that number. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to take it and I'm going to double it in my head and in my heart. Then you're going to close your eyes and just imagine, feel, and start to connect to the emotional energy of the doubled number. I know that sounds ridiculous. This is not about affirmations, because if you're feeling lack, and I talked about it last week, or coming from lack or worry about money or stress about money, that is what you're emanating. That is what you're putting out there. And that's what comes back to you. So if you're a magnet, right? If you're mindset's a money magnet and your frequency is stress, worry, lack, fear, poverty versus prosperity, right? How do you change the bank account number? And, one of the greatest things that I love about teaching this to people is I always say, maybe I said it before, but I'm going to say it again, you're not your bank account. And that's big for people to feel. Who you are as an individual, the talent you have, is not your bank account. Your bank account's a separate thing. Your value, whether there's a lot of money or a little money, you're already rich within. But if you don't believe that, and you don't practice that practice, you guys, will start to break your familiar old money mindset cycle. I'll say that again. That's a lot. To break the money mindset cycle. You've been wired like that. You think about that. You feel it. You talk it. Your actions, your behaviors all align with your money mindset cycle. Okay. So to begin a new one, it's the practice. It is the daily practice. And if you go on my YouTube channel here, I have money mindset. It's called the immersive money mindset. It's a really good short money session. It's free. Go do it. But again, it is a practice. I do this for a living and I do this every day. Like I said, I have a chair in my office. I have all kinds of things I use for frequency and just, to put me in a space and place to just always be coming from, so much goodness and greatness that we already have. Like, you don't have to find it, but you have to mind it, if you will, right? You have to take the time to cultivate and teach. And here's the key: feel the new number, feel the new energy. Then, when you're done practicing, go out into the world, get in your car, and feel, oh, I make this much. You have to tell yourself, you have to begin to believe, which I love that suggestion as a hypnotherapist, begin to believe that that is your normal new money mindset cycle. If you don't practice this first, and I'll tell you, a lot of times people start to make more and then they sabotage because they go back to the subconscious familiar limiting belief about money. I've seen it time and time and time again. So you don't sabotage, you practice it, you feel it, you imagine it, you embrace it. There's no resistance to you don't have it yet physically, right? The physical follows the magnet, right? So if you're walking around, oh, there's not enough, or the economy's so hard and blah, blah. And I know that that's a lot of truth in what people are experiencing right now, right? So it's not about what's outside of you. The true master focuses within. That's where all your power is, you guys. Your imagination, your emotions, your mindset, your rewiring of yourself. I mean, my program on my website is called Rewire Your Money Mindset. You have to rewire. And again, I'm going through these 5 series to give you as much free information for you to take the steps to do this. It's not as difficult as people make it. But you know what I find? I talk to audiences and I help a lot of people, and they go, Cappy, that's so awesome. Blah, blah, blah. I journal, I do this, I do affirmations. That's all great. This is not that. Okay. I'm not telling you to go affirm you're a millionaire, because that, again, goes against the belief inside where your mindset goes, yeah, no, I'm not. That'd be nice. Someday, maybe. Someday, there's no bus to someday. There's no such thing. Today is the day you're the creator. Every single day, I always say what you feel and think and do today produces your tomorrow. You should write that down or watch that again. What you feel, say, do, believe, act, and react in today produces your tomorrow. So if you're in worry and fear and you go, but Cappy, I really don't have this, or I really want this, or whatever you're telling yourself, that is exactly what you're going to live into tomorrow. Okay. So understand that the cycle, once you practice this all week, next week, I'm going to help you really get clear and target specifically some of the things you can feel and say and do. But I want you to practice the doubled income. That's really your work this week. Lay down on a chair, on a couch, on your bed, put on some soft music. Of course, you can go get one of my products, but that's a whole nother deal, right? You got to go to my website and check them out. I have a lot of very, very affordable money mindset programs on there. But again, take some soft music, lay down, take that doubled number. Remember, your history already knows it's repeatable, predictable. You've already done it, been there, done that. You don't want to keep repeating the past as you step into 2026, right? And if you're watching this later, it doesn't matter when it is. This applies all the time. So the practice, right, is the doubled number, how it feels, who am I inside of that? Because I guarantee you guys, I've gotten people to the doubled number pretty quickly. And then they come back to me and they're like, oh, Cappy, now I want to do this. Okay, it's kind of the same step, but it is a bigger consciousness. If you hold a lot consciousness, if you're struggling and you're stressed and you're on that cycle, you've got to break it. You have to break it. You have to do the work. The statistics on lottery winners, it is just mind blowing how many people file bankruptcy within the first 5 years. And I'm telling you, because, oh, if I could only win the lottery, how many people say that? I mean, billions of people buy tickets, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's a great resource. However, coming from desperation and deep hope, most people that win the lottery are probably doing some different work internally in order to align with that level of winning. It's pretty powerful. So it's not about the yearning and the hope and the dream outside of you. Create and break the money cycle. Practice makes mastery. It really does. So when you spend literally 3 to 5 minutes a day, you guys, you don't got to lay down and meditate for an hour, but I want you to feel, okay, I'm going to imagine this amount. Okay, I'll do it in my own head for a minute. I'm going to imagine this amount. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to talk it. I'm going to live it. I'm going to speak it. I'm going to walk into the store with it. I'm going to go to my friends with it. I'm going to just live in the power of that being my reality. Then you'll be amazed at the opportunities that begin to align for you. All of a sudden, you'll get that coincidence. I have thousands of emails from people and texts. Oh my God, Cappy, you're not going to believe what happened. Like, shock me. I already know what's going to happen. But if you don't do the work and you don't make the changes internally, it's very hard to get them externally. So do the work. And then next week, I'm going to help you get really specific on what you're focused on, because whatever you focus on expands. So if you're focused on lack, more will expand. If you're focused on this doubled number and you're breaking the money mindset cycle, then you want to manifest from the new beliefs, the new energy, the new feelings, the new emotions, the money rich emotions. So powerful, you guys. I hope you get that. So anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm working on growing my channel. I've been on YouTube a long time, but I've not been consistent making the series like I'm making now. So please subscribe, make a comment, like the video, share it with a friend. Again, I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to us moving forward and then hearing some of the results. And again, if you haven't watched episode 1 and 2, go watch them. They're maybe 15 minutes long. All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. If you're watching this during the Christmas New Year time, is December 29th. Like I said, today it's my birthday, special day. So whenever you're watching it, I hope your day is magical and beautiful, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much.